We are live. I am so excited about tonight because I'm that star up in the sky. I'm that mountain way up high. Hey, I made it. Ooh, I'm the world's greatest. R. Kelly in the house. I'm not supposed to be singing R. Kelly, but that's a beautiful song. He has a few songs that are just amazing, despite who he is as a person. The world's greatest is one of them. I Believe I Can Fly is another one. What? The gifts of God are without repentance. We're going to start at 9 p.m. exactly. This is Monday Night Sales Mastery. And I am going to teach something tonight that's going to help you to sell you and your services despite the lockdown. Every one of you guys will be better at selling your services when I'm done tonight than you were before I started. This is not what I hope to accomplish. It's what I know will be the case. I got less than a minute to go. I want to start on the dot. That's how we roll around this, Mickey. Need that rag, please. All right, because Brother Brian sweats freely. I'm going to give tonight. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know y'all think this is water, but it's not. Yes, it is. I'm ready, but I'm going to start on the dot, though, because I'm going to probably repurpose this. So I want to keep it tight as to the window I say. It's 9 p.m., y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Welcome to Monday Night Sales Mastery. This is an opportunity for me, the world's recognized authority on selling services, to give. Each Monday night from 9 till about 9:30, 9:40, somewhere in that range, I'm going to teach something that's going to help you, those of you that sell services, that you can use immediately. Something that's immediately actionable, not something that you have to ponder, not theory, not something that you have to go out and buy or program in order to implement. I'm going to teach you something tonight that you're going to be able to implement tomorrow that's going to help you to sell yourself and your services better than you ever have before so that you can earn more money than ever before. I like to start my broadcast off with my intro. I start off by saying things like, our lives are not scrimmages or practice games. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time, the speedster, takes its toll. And for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl. My name is Brian McNeil, and I help people to sell themselves and their services better than they ever have before. I have two companies primarily. My company's called Very Personal Sales Coaching. That's the arm of my company where I do corporate events and speaking engagements under Very Personal Sales Coaching, and also have Brian K. McNeil, just under my name, where I can do speaking and one-on-one sales coaching. And I also have the Selling Your Services Academy. All of those three companies are under the umbrella of my parent company, which is Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia, which is actually owned by one of my favorite people, my wife, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeil. It's now 9:01. Now, I thank all of you guys who chose to give up some of your time, the most precious commodity we have, in order to invest in yourself. You're investing your time in order to be better. Hopefully you'll pick up, I'm sure that you came here hoping that you could pick up 1 or 2 or 3 nuggets that's going to help you to earn more money, because that's what I'm about. I say the word money just like that, and I'm going to encourage you to stress it too, because that's what we're about. So first things first, why should you listen to me? Who is this guy? Well, I have been helping people to sell themselves and their services for more than 25 years. I've got hundreds of testimonials. I've got thousands of wonderfully happy clients. And I'm also an author. Most likely someone that you know has been part of my workshops before. I'm going to let you know my books. The first book I want to introduce to you is called The Shortcut. The Shortcut. The Shortcut is an Amazon bestseller. Can't see it very well here, but The Shortcut, the subtitle is The Fastest Route to Selling Your Services Better Than You Ever Have Before, so you can earn more money than ever before. This book is a lot of cake and very little frosting, only 74 pages. Just do what this book says do. You will sell your services better than you ever have before. You should only be reading this book if you want to get more clients and earn more money. This book teaches you what to do when you don't have a client in front of you right now. What do you do with your days? What do you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? If you'll do what this book says do, within 4 weeks' time, your income will be significantly greater than what it currently is. And I don't even care what your income is right now. This is not what I have said just to me. This is what others have said. This book covers everything that you're supposed to do, but what it doesn't cover is how to overcome objections or how to actually close the sale. And to that end, I wrote the book, Asking for the Money, How Anyone Can Close More Sales, Even You. This book is longer than The Shortcut. This book is 94 pages. This teaches you what to do before you ask for the money. What do you do when you ask for the money? What do you do when there's a little bit of resistance? What do you do when there's a lot of resistance? This book teaches you how to close sales, and it infuses you with confidence when it comes to that part of the selling process where you have to stop talking and ask for the money. I'm also very proud of my book, Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople, featuring Mr. Randall the Rhino. This book runs a wonderful parallel. This is a not just for children's book. It runs a wonderful parallel between a rhinoceros and a great salesperson, or a rhinoceros and a great entrepreneur. It's parallels and it's metaphors. Children are delighted by the book, and parents find value in it as well. Selling, I believe, is one of the two most important skills of life. The ability to sell and the ability to communicate is what I believe is the other one. All right, so now you know a little bit about who I am. It's now 9:05. Let's get into it. The title and the topic that we're going to discuss tonight is how to sell your services during this season of a coronavirus lockdown. The bars are closed, the restaurants are closed, many businesses are closed, the schools are all closed and the government is encouraging you to stay your butt home. Don't be out and about. Don't congregate in groups of 10 or more. How can you sell? What are you going to do? I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to earn more money than you did before the lockout. And I'm going to give you a challenge. Again, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to test it when I'm done. You will be better at selling yourself and your services when I'm finished talking than you were before I started to talk. And this is not what I hope to accomplish, what I know will be true. You will learn what to do, and you will be armed and enthused and excited about tomorrow. That's what we're going to get done tonight. All right. First things first. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I asked that question up front because that question is the moment right there where a lot of entrepreneurs miss the sale. They miss the sale up front because they don't answer the question of what do you do well. So many entrepreneurs, when you ask them the question of what do you do, or when they even attempt to sell it or tell about it on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on an email or however, they try to tell what they do, a lot of times, maybe not you, but a lot of times they attempt to give a clever answer or a descriptive answer. What do you do for a living? Well, I help people I help make people happy. Well, I'm an enthusiasm generator. Great. Those are great answers. Okay. By giving answers that are clever like that are cute like that, they're fun to say, but they don't sell. They don't sell. I talked to a gentleman earlier today. He has a commercial cleaning business, cleaning offices and commercial enterprises, schools, stores, restaurants. Okay. How can he sell his services during a lockdown? I'm going to teach you tonight. What do you do for a living? I'm going to tell you this. What do you do for a living? The way you answer that question is very, very important. For example, if I ask the gentleman that sells commercial cleaning services, what do you do for a living? And if he says to me, I clean offices, is what I do. Okay, that might be an answer that he might give. I clean offices, or I have a commercial cleaning company, or I own a commercial cleaning company. Those things are all true, but those things don't sell. What sells is the problem that he solves. What problem is solved by a commercial cleaning company? The problem that is solved is offices not being cleaned well enough. Yes, ma'am.
Kelly says she sells real estate.
Real estate. Now, if I ask Kelly, what do you do for a living? And she says, I sell real estate, or I do real estate, which I hear a lot of real estate agents say. I cut my teeth on helping real estate agents to sell better. That's a true answer. But when you say stuff like, I sell real estate, or I do real estate, what you're attempting to do is to put yourself in the category of everyone else that sells real estate. For example, if I sold real estate and you ask me what I do for a living, I would answer it like this. You know how there are so many people that get to the place in their life when they want to either buy a home or sell a home, but the whole process involved of buying a home or selling a home is confusing to them. They're not sure what to do first, second, or third. They're not sure how to maximize their dollars. Just the whole process is frustrating for them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly. Well, what I do is I make it easy for people to get the home that they've always wanted. And I make it easy for people to sell the home that they want to not be in anymore. And I do this through my services as a professional real estate agent so that they can actually love where they live or downsize and profit the way they always wanted to. Now, I do real estate is true. And what I just said is true. But the difference between what I just said in answer to the question of what do I do for a living as a real estate agent is I gave a story. And my story took less than 30 seconds. What do you do for a living? I said, first, you know how there are so many people. First thing I said was, you know how, which is an invitation to agree with what I'm about to say. And then what I attempted to do was to introduce into the conversation a problem that my services solve. And I got Kelly to agree on the problem. You know how there are so many people who have no idea what to do first, second, or third when it comes to buying a home. If Kelly had been in front of me, if I had said that to her, once she understood the problem, she might have nodded her head. She might have agreed. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. That's the moment.
Kelly says, got it.
She got it. So if I said, you know how there are so many people that want to buy a home but don't know how to do it? And she goes, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That moment where she has agreed on the problem is the moment where she has metaphorically taken me by the hand, and now I can take her on a journey. I got her to agree on the problem. And it doesn't matter how she agrees. It could be any kind of agreement. It could be a head nod. It could be an uh-huh, a yup, a yes, anything. I get her to agree on the problem first. Once I get her to agree on the problem, then I transition her and I introduce myself as if I'm the solution. I said, well, what I do is I actually help people to make that process easy for them and even enjoyable for them through my services as a real estate agent. What I'm doing there is I am painting myself as if I'm the solution to the problem that she just agreed was a problem. I am introducing myself as if I'm the answer to the question. I'm the aspirin to the headache. I don't tell her how I do it. I just tell her that I do it. You don't want to say stuff like, well, first I get together with the people and I sit them down and I find out what they really, really want and find out what part of the town they want to be in. And then I give them 3 or 4 comparable homes and I showcase that. That's not time for that. This is in your introduction. What do you do for a living? You know how there are so many people that da-da-da-da. Well, what I do is introducing yourself as the solution, and then I ended the story. The end of your story is more important than the beginning and the middle. I do all this cool stuff for what? You do all that cool stuff you do for what? You do all that cool stuff so that they can what? So that they can love where they live, so that they can profit from the sale of their home, so that they can. You have to tell a benefit of your services. If you don't tell a benefit of your services, it's worse. It's as if you didn't have a benefit. Here's what most entrepreneurs who don't understand selling do. They hope. They hope that they'll tell what they do, and then the potential client will finish the story for them. They hope the client will hear, I do real estate, and then the client will figure up in their mind, she helps people to buy homes, so if I want to get a home, maybe I should contact her. That's what's called low probability selling. You're trying to get your clients to do your work for you, and they're just not going to do it. You know, there are a lot of real estate agents out here, and you know who makes the most money in the real estate? Is the ones who know how to sell it the best. I've got many real estate clients. I've got rock star real estate clients right now And they teach me, they tell me that their companies, these big real estate companies, even these small boutique agencies, they teach them how to do real estate. They teach them how to do the paperwork. They teach them how to showcase a home. They teach them how to get comps. They teach them how to do the paperwork. They teach them how to do all that stuff, but they don't teach them how to sell it. Brother Brian teaches them how to sell it. The most important part of your story is the ending of your story, the benefit of your story. And listen to me now, your money is in your story. Your money is in your story. If you want to learn how to build your story, if you want some one-on-one time to help build your story, my phone number is listed. I am so old school that I will still take a phone call from you. 919-345-4893. I always offer something free when I come here, and I have a bigger gift at the end. But the first thing I'm going to offer free is an ebook that I put together. An ebook that I put together called the 1-2-3 Formula. The 1-2-3 Formula teaches you how to build your story, and it teaches you, it gives you a map of what to do with your time. It's only about 5 or 6 pages long. But if you want the 1-2-3 Formula, put it in the comments. 1-2-3 Formula, put it in the comments, or just text me to 919-345-4893. Text me your name and an email address, and I'll send it to you for free. I'll email it to you for free. So that's the first thing. Learn how to tell your story. I'm going to be very, very concise tonight. My plan is to be done by 9:30, 9:40. It's 9:14 by my clock. Listen to me. Your money is in your story. How do you sell during the coronavirus? How do you sell during the lockdown? How do you make money during the lockdown? Here's how you do it. You sell. You become very, very curious about other people. You become very, very curious about your potential clients. Your potential clients right now, they're locked down too, and they do want to do something productive. If I had a commercial cleaning company, I would find about 100 potential targets of myself, potential targets. I'm going to give you guys a challenge. I'm going to do it right now at 9:15. Here's your challenge. How long would it take for you to meet or talk to 100 new people who don't know what you do, find out what they do, and then tell them your story? If I'm a real estate agent, for example, like Kelly is the real estate agent. If I were Kelly, if I loved Kelly and wanted to make sure that she made money, I would ask Kelly, who do you want to sell to? Who's your idea? Maybe Kelly has an idea. She goes, I like selling to women executives, for example. Okay, let's just say that's an example. Women that are in management or own their own businesses. I would help Kelly to identify what her ideal client looks like. If you ever answer the question of who do you believe should pay for your services? If I ask you, who do you believe should pay for your services? And you say anybody or everybody, I know that your answer is now incorrect. It's wrong, because anybody and everybody is not your client. And anybody and everybody should not be your client. The only ones that should be your client are the ones that fit for you. Fit before fee. The right persons that fit for you. They roll with your personality. The communication is easy. You like working with them, and they like working with you. For example, if you have a business, if your ideal client is someone that's in their 40s, for example, and they're aggressive with business, okay? And they look a lot like me. They have a beautiful tan like the one I have. If that's your ideal client, a 75-year-old white man who's very suspicious of Black people would not be your ideal client. And he's a part of the anybody or everybody. So anybody and everybody is never the right answer. Only the right fits for you. If I were Kelly, I would help her find. Now, look, this is what she's doing. She's recruiting her clients. She's not waiting for people asking who wants to buy a home. She's picking people that she wants to work with. She picks them. I would ask you to pick up this challenge. How long would it take for you to find and discover what 100 new people do for a living? Could you do it in 60 days? Could you do it in 90 days? If you did it in 60 days, let's say you did it in 90 days, 3 months, that means you only have to meet about 8 new people a month. Okay, is that right? Right? That's not right. 100. What's 100 divided by 3. That's 33. That's 33 people a month. That's basically a little bit more than 1 a day. If you didn't work on the weekends, you're looking at about a little more than 2 a day. Okay, that's it. I want you to become very curious about other people, and I want you to start the mission of asking other people what they do for a living and listen to how they answer the question. What do you do? The more times you ask other people what they do and you earnestly listen to their response, the law of reciprocation kicks in. When you're curious and when you're genuinely curious about other people, they will reciprocate and ask back. So what do you do for a living? And that is your opportunity for you to tell your story. You know how? Well, what I do is so that they can. I'm going to challenge you starting now over the next 8 weeks. The reason why I say 8 weeks, because I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today I discovered that all the public schools will be closed through May 15th. May 11th is 8 Mondays from now. And then May 15th is 4 more days after that. I'm going to see, would you be willing to take up this challenge to get curious enough to introduce yourself and ask what they do for a living to 100 new people? Let me tell you what would happen if you did that over the next 8 weeks. If you went on a quest to meet new people, you could do it through LinkedIn, you could do it through Google search, you could do it through Facebook and communicate with them. What do you do? And I know what they say they do. A lot of times they'll give you a title, but when you ask them what they do, they describe something entirely different than the title. So I want you to start asking people, what do you do for a living? Here's what happens. By the time you tell 15 new people what you do, 15, I'll even say 10 to 15 different new people, and they ask them what they do for a living, and then you whip out your story on them. If you're not confident in the story, get the 1, 2, 3 formula or call me, and I will help you build your story, and we can do it within less than 10 minutes time. Teach you how to tell your story. When you whip out your story over the next 10 to 15 people, what's going to happen, because the next 9 times you say it might be different every time, but somewhere between 10 and 15, it's going to flow through you. It's going to sound magical and comfortable, and you're going to know you have your story right when they say the word wow. When they say wow, that's when you know you got your story right. So by the time you told your story 10 to 15, your story is really good. By the time you tell your story to 25 new people, you like yourself better and you like your business better just by telling your story to 25 new people. You didn't gain any other skills or nothing. Just went on a disciplined path of telling your story. That's it. Telling your story. By the time you tell the 25, you like yourself and your business more. By the time you tell your story to 35 new people, you like your bank account more. You like your wallet more, because it's impossible for you to go on a quest of meeting 35 new people and telling 35 new people your story and what you do without someone giving you an opportunity to serve, someone giving you an opportunity to do some business with them. By the time you tell your story to 45 people, just 45 people, you're starting to feel like you're one of the best in your industry. By the time you tell your story to 50 new people, you like me more. You like me more, the guy that told you to take up this challenge. That guy is awesome. You like me more. If you decide to work with me, become one of my clients, or take part in more of my training, you're going to find that you hear my voice as you're doing your stuff. You're going to hear me, my counsel, as you do your stuff. I've got more than 100 videos about how to sell, different parts of selling, and I'll be happy to share them with you. By the time you tell your story to 65 new people, this seems to be the magic number, 65. I call it the fat old butt syndrome. By the time you tell your story to 65 new people, you are really happy with your business and you're really happy with your money. And a lot of people make that choice. Well, I'm doing so good now. I'm so busy now. I don't have to keep tracking and finish this out to 100. And a lot of people fall off at about 65 because they got the desired result. If you will discipline yourself and stay the course of telling your story to 100 new people between now and May 15th, 8 weeks from now, 8.5 weeks from now, if you will do that, you will love your life better. You will have earned more money during this lockdown. So you're going to sell your services. You're going to secure appointments, and that's what you're going to do. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to teach. It's 9:23. There was a great real estate agent. I hope my real estate agents are still here, named Tom Hopkins. Tom Hopkins. Tom Hopkins in the 80s, he did an amazing thing. He had a year where he sold 365 homes himself. He averaged a home sale a day. One man sold 365 homes. He had a team of administrators, but he himself was the agent of record of 365 sales. How did he do it? Tom Hopkins went on a quest to teach instead of just sell. He started doing 8 a.m. on Saturday morning classes about how to buy a home, mistakes to make when people buy homes. He started teaching classes at 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings. He became a teacher. Many of you on here, there are parts of your business where you can teach. And there are many parts of your business that you're willing to teach for free. You're willing to share knowledge, how to buy a home, mistakes to make when buying a home, what to look for when you're looking for a commercial cleaner, what to look for, how do you make sure that your office is the cleanest office, that your store is always the cleanest store, things that they can do along the way that'll make the commercial cleaner's job easier and make the relationship between the commercial cleaning contractor and the business owner better. There are things that you're willing to teach. What should they never do? What should they do more of? If you're willing to become a teacher, if you're willing to share your knowledge, if you're on tonight, that means you know how to use at least one tool. And the tool we're using tonight is Facebook Live. Facebook Live is free. But there's other things like Zoom. Zoom is free too, unless you get a corporate account. Zoom, where you can give classes from the comfort of your home. I am sitting in my home right now with a green screen behind me, so I can make the screen look anything I want. And this is what I chose as a banner for me, okay? But you can become a teacher if you start teaching as opposed to just selling. Now, you do need to sell, but I'm encouraging you to also become a teacher. Now, we've been talking for 9:25. Has anyone already gotten any value in anything I've said so far? If you found any value, just put in the comments, I found value or value, hashtag value. Have you found any value in spending this time with me so far? I'm encouraging you to become a teacher. I'm encouraging you to tell your story, your you know how. Well, what I do is so that they can, even during the coronavirus. Here's the other thing I want to teach tonight. You have amazing leads already for your business. And I know that to be true because you have a cell phone, you have a smartphone. In your cell phone, you have a list of contacts. Do your contacts, do the people that already know and love you and want to see you successful, do they know what you do? Do they really know what you do? If you're not sure that your people know what you do, you are guilty of committing the crime of being a secret agent. A secret agent, that's someone that's in business, but is not willing to let other people know what they do for a living. They're not willing to let enough other people know what they do for a living. They're keeping it a secret. They're not willing to tell everybody. You're being a secret agent. Last thing I think I want to cover, I'm going to keep going. I don't know. The people that choose to hire, the important question. The people that choose to hire you and your services. The ones that choose to give you the money that you ask for in exchange for your. If someone hired you, are you sure that they're better off hiring you than they would have been if they give you the money you ask for? Are better off? If you're not sure at all by paying the money that you need to work on your services until you are, that's better off. They're much better off. I can't charge enough for what I do because I know the value that I give is going to be at least 10 times greater than the money that I charge. And the beautiful thing is, even after I spend the money that they pay me, even after you spend the money they pay, they still get to keep the benefits. They still get to keep what you taught them. They still get to keep whatever service you provided for them. So they get the benefit now and next year and the year after that, forever. Because if your service is good, if you are certain that they're better off, you owe it to people. If you're certain they're better off hiring you, you owe it to people to tell them about what you do, to tell them the benefits of your services. If you're not willing to tell them, you are guilty of committing the crime of the sin of the desert. The sin of the desert. Do you know what the sin of the desert is? The sin of the desert is, but you won't tell anyone else. When you know where the solution is, but you won't tell anyone else. You're keeping it to yourself. The sin of the desert is the height of selfishness. You have an answer. You have a solution. You have a way to help someone live their lives better some kind of a way. And if you don't let them know that you can help them improve their station in life in some kind of a way, you're being guilty of keeping that benefit you have to yourself. I'm encouraging you to pick up this mantle. Take the challenge. Are you willing to tell 100 new people what you have over the next 8 weeks? I promise you. Try me out. Try that out. Yes, ma'am.
We got Kenneth Covington got value, Miss Phyllis got value. People are having value from today's broadcast.
Wonderful, wonderful. My attempt is to do these Monday Night Sales Masteries in about 30 to 40 minutes. Keep it real short and something immediately actionable. Now, when I first started, I said anyone that took part in this, you're going to be better at selling your services when I'm done talking. Learning how to properly tell your story. Do you believe that helped you to sell your services better? Picking up the mantle and taking the challenge of letting my cousin Kenny, he has a photography business. He has a photography business. And I would tell him, because I know the guy and I love him, he decides on what kind of photography you want to do. I've had clients who want to be real estate photographers, for example. They want to photograph real estate. They want to photograph homes. They want to photograph commercial buildings. I've also had clients that sell photography services. They want to focus on weddings and portraits, or they want to focus on kids, or they want to focus on pets. Whatever you decide that you want to be the tip of your spear. You can do a lot of different photography, but you got to lead with something. So once he decides on what kind of clients he wants more of, I would have him, just like if you were a college basketball coach, how do you get players? You recruit them. You find out what players around that you want on your team. You don't wait for them to raise their hand and say, hey, can I come and play for your team, coach? No, no, no. You reach out to them. I believe in an outreach ministry. So I would tell my cousin with a photography business, and we will start a process of introducing ourselves to them, and we will touch them again and again until they buy or die. We will touch them the requisite number of times. A little bonus. Most sales happen after the 5th attempt. But most salespeople, most entrepreneurs never try more than once or twice. What I mean is they'll offer their services to a client once and maybe twice, and then never again. But the champions, only the champions, will have a system where they can follow up the 4th time, the 5th time, the 6th time, the 7th or the 8th time over time until the client says yes. I believe you follow up until they buy or die. I want to introduce something else to you. Now, there's several ways that I can be helpful. I can either come into your organization, do a workshop, that's fine. And in group formats, I can always impact improvement. Or you could consider working with me one-on-one. If you want to work with me one-on-one, it starts off with a conversation. It starts off with about a 15-minute conversation. You can either call me directly and we'll schedule it, 919-345-4893, or you can schedule yourself on my Calendly link, calendly.com/BKM CNEILL, BK McNeil.
You can just send them to Brian K. McNeil.
Even better. Just go to my website. It's listed, BrianKMcNeil.com, and you can schedule yourself there. Thank you. My wife is here, and she's my partner, Yes, I'm just leaving it at that right now. Because I almost said something. I almost said something nasty. But I'm not going to say that. Schedule yourself to start a conversation. It costs you nothing. That's free. If you want some one-on-one time with me, starts off with a conversation for free, and then we'll let you know the next steps. I am very, very excited about what's going to happen this upcoming Wednesday. I have a Selling Your Services Academy. It's an online school where twice a month, on the second and the fourth Wednesday of every month, I go live in a private group, because you got to pay for the academy, in a private group where I do a deep dive sales training twice a month. They have access to archives, and I do a lot of Q&A, question and answering with them. Keep that going, and I charge for that service too. The Selling Your Services Academy is an affordable way for you to get high quality sales training. If you're trying to sell today the way you learned how to go, the way you did even 5 years ago, you're losing ground, because people don't buy today the way they bought 5 years ago. They buy today the way they buy today. So working with a sales coach like me, and stays close to the fire, can help you to sell yourself and your services better than ever before, so you can earn more money than ever before, and I do it affordably. Now, I charge for the Selling Your Services Academy, and if you have a service and you're not certain you're earning as much money as you need to, put it this way: if there's a difference between the amount of money you're currently earning and the amount of money that you imagine you could be earning, if that difference is big, medium, or small, if there's a big difference between the amount of money you're currently earning and the amount of money you imagine you could be earning, you're going to have to invest some of your pennies of your purse into your mind. You're going to have to invest in yourself. I charge for the Selling Your Services Academy $60 a month. $60 a month. Now, hearing me say that, $60 a month, you have to decide, how much new business do I need to get to justify $60 a month? Do you need to get 1 new sale, or 2 new sales, or 3 new sales, or 4 new sales? How much more new business do I need to earn as a result of partnering with the Academy to justify investing? You are not going to be able to win today without investing something in yourself. Life just won't let you do it. You're going to have to invest in yourself. If you're not willing to invest into yourself, what you're teaching your subconscious mind is not worth investing in. And we know that you are. You're worth it. So Selling Your Services Academy, if you're interested in Academy, put in the hashtag interested or Academy or anything like that, and I will follow up with you, or one of our assistants will follow up with you. In the Academy, I will do a lot of training, and I will also have other outstanding sales coaches in my friend circle, in my network, come along. I will interview them, and they will offer their stuff as well. It's an amazing value. So my wife has already told me, several of you guys have said you've gotten value. It's 9:36. Unless there's a pressing question that someone has right now, or if anyone wants to comment about what you felt about tonight, I would like to read about it. If anyone wants to have a conversation with me, it's very easy to do. You can find me on my Facebook page, BrianKeithMcNeil.com, or you can call or text, or you can go to my website, BrianKMcNeil.com. This has been another edition of Monday Night Sales Mastery. I encourage you to learn how to tell your story, because your money is in your story. Your money is in your story. I encourage you to take up the challenge to meet 100 new people, or discover 100 new people, and contact 100 new people over the next 8.5 weeks between now and May 15th. I really, really, really hope that someone has picked up that mantle and decided to take that challenge starting tomorrow. And let's talk about it. Let's stay in touch. Let me know your progress. I've told you on this broadcast what's going to happen to your life, and I know will be true. Brian K. McNeil, I'm going to call that our session tonight. Thank you for joining me. You honored me with your presence, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday night at 9 p.m. Peace.